Morning, guys. Today, I just wanted to do a little introduction video of what we're going to be studying in this unit. The good thing about this unit is it kind of picks up, well, I don't know if it's a good thing or if it's just a coincidence, but this is going to pick up after World War One. I know we didn't really get into a lot of World War One before we left, but World War One, a very quick war for the United States because we weren't in there the entire time. We did help the Allies win the war, and so as a result, when America comes home victorious after World War One, America is going to very quickly become this place of advancement in technology, and the economy is booming, and people are buying, and people are selling, and it's just a wonderful time for most people in society to be a part of the 1920s. And so we're going to kind of pick up with Unit 3. I just decided to start with a fresh unit for everybody, kind of get us on track. The interesting part of this unit is it's also going to cover the Great Depression, which is an economic downturn, happens very suddenly for the United States, very unexpectedly for the United States in 1929. And we're going to make some parallels between what is going on in society today and what went on in the 1920s and 30s with the Great Depression, and then how we were able to rebuild our nation under the leadership of Franklin Roosevelt and the New Deal program. And some of these things are really going to hit home with us as we're experiencing and noticing things, such as a lot of people are unemployed. We had a sudden pandemic and shut down a lot of America, and it's a very scary time. It's a very unsure time. But that's the one good thing that I feel about history is that when you look at history, you realize that the American people, they've experienced economic depressions. They have experienced times of crisis and conflict and war and just really, really bad times. And they were able to rise again and become a greater nation because of it. And so that's something that we can really look forward to and know, okay, we've had similar, not exactly the same, but we've had similar instances in America where economic, social, and political aspects tossed us into chaos, and now we need to find ways to work as a nation to bring us out of that. And so that's going to make some very big parallels between what's going on today and what went on in the 1920s and 30s. And so that's going to be kind of interesting when we get to that point in a little while. As far as work, the one good thing about this class, since this class has always been a major component, has been the online learning part of this curriculum, you're really not going to have a lot of change in that. So I think that's a comfort to a lot of students is they don't have to learn a different way in a class. They can simply continue on the way they've always done. And so to me, that's a comfort. The only difference is that I'm not going to be right there in front of you every day, but I am going to be accessible every single day. I will record myself. This is one of the hardest things. If you know me, I don't like pictures and videos of myself, but I feel it's comforting for you to know, okay, Miss Ogle's there. She's working with me through this. I know that I can get a hold of her. And so every day between 8 and 3, and sometimes a little before and after, because you guys know me, I have my computer almost all the time. You can ask questions. You can use Google Hangouts to contact me. If you need to see my face and have me explain something, then you can simply go there and request a video conference, and we can talk, and we can do it in small groups. And so that's going to be really great. So if you're picking up with today's work, it's going to start with Unit 3, which is leading us into the aftermath of World War One. And one of the things I want to point out before you get into the lesson is that after World War One, we came back from the war with all these new technologies and booming factories and the ability to create these new technologies. You have things like the electric iron, the washing machine, huge invention. The radio is being invented. It's the first form of mass media beyond the newspaper. So the radio can immediately translate what's going on in society out to every home in America. And since it was relatively inexpensive, almost every family owned a radio. The vacuum cleaner, the Model T automobile was invented in the 1900s and really took off in the 1920s. You're going to have the electric toaster, the electric blanket, the assembly line. If you look here at all of the things being invented, even in the 1930s, you're going to see a television being invented, which is going to be a huge, huge technology for America. The idea of frozen food, okay, along with the refrigerator is going to be very big because now you can store food for longer periods of time and food doesn't spoil. And so these things are going to have a huge impact, and America are going to be buying these things. And so the economy is going to be booming. And so, what we're going to look at today is today's lesson, today and tomorrow's lesson focuses around the US economy. And so, since a lot of you had civics a very long time ago and you don't necessarily remember all of those aspects of the US economy, this first lesson is simply to remind you of the major factors of the US economy, some important vocabulary, and some important things that you need to remember. And so, this first lesson is going to take you through that. It's going to introduce you to this is how our economy works. And this is the times in our economy that the government gets involved. What does it mean to be a capitalist nation? What does it mean to have government interventions and government reforms and government restrictions, which we're seeing a lot of in today's society right now, currently, a lot of restrictions, a lot of laws and ordinances being passed that affect the economic aspect of America. And we're going to see why that happens and why American government does that from time to time. To the American people and to American society. And so, whenever you're ready, go ahead and access today's assignment and let me know if there are any questions, concerns, anything you're not understanding, or you just want to say, hey, you guys have a great day. I will talk to you guys soon.